Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Patriot Racing Night, and we're glad to have you here. I'm Angela Godwin with Patriots Community College. You feel that little thrill? Little tingle, that's what motorsports is all about. We have some really wonderful folks here tonight that I'd like to introduce you to, and some of them are going to be speaking to you. I appreciate their support. I appreciate their being here. Our Dean, Jeff Fields. Raise your hand, guys. Is that it? Dean Steve Branch, who is our Dean of the STEM division. I would tell you what division Jeff Fields is the Dean of, but I can't pronounce it or remember it. I'm going to introduce him a little later, but you guys stand up so they can see the faculty and staff. And we have some of our top-notch students here tonight. Lula Rosa, Talmadge Thomas, Denver Smith, Danny Glad, Casey Hodges in the background and helping me out, and Chris Landon, I want to thank you and your team. I know Natala is here, and Brenda and Randy, and Brenda Wright's here. We're glad to have you. Back from vacation and surviving that. Our Old Dominion University friends are here, and Dr. Victor Sieber and Dr. Tomovich. We're glad to have you here, MT. Great to have you. A couple of our students you're going to hear from, Josh Reeves and Vito Pesci, are here. I believe our driver, Bruce Anderson, here. Bruce, where are you at? I know. Hey, Bruce, how are you doing? I met your daddy. Very good. And Eric Caruza, our partner here with Arrington Performance, is here, and we're so excited about tonight. I don't think there's anything that really captures the American passion any greater than motorsports. And we have a very simple goal at Patrick Henry Community College. It is to be the national leader recognized from coast to coast in motorsports education. So our students can come from here and go everywhere and have absolutely no limitations in the heights they can climb. It's real simple. We are the best, and we just want the world to understand that we are. And you're about to hear a little bit from some folks. We have our admissions folks here. Christy Reynolds is here this evening. We have Tamara here from Financial Aid. And so we're here to deliver the complete package. Our Vice President for Finance and Administration, Jack Embry, just came in. He was here tonight. So we are here to answer your questions and let you know why we're so excited about motorsports at Patrick Henry Community College. So let's see a little sizzle, and then we'll introduce our first speaker. So Chris, take it away. Community College. I told the students one time that I don't know if they realize how very fortunate they are to get to sit at the feet of this guy and learn just a little bit of what he knows. I call him the Larry Bird of motorsports, and I'd like to introduce to you Lou La Rosa.
All right, thank you for coming. I know it's right in the middle of your day. Dr. Godwin is probably the best president we have. She really pushes motorsports. She's one of the few people in the college system that's not worried about the numbers. She wants some quality, and she has pushed this motorsports program to be the best of the best. Everything you've seen on that sizzle reel, which Randy Ferguson and Chris Landon put together, is at our college. You say, why would you want to come to our college? Well, you have myself, which has probably 40 years of experience. We don't have to go into that. But we also have Danny Glad in the yellow shirt, and Danny has 30 years of experience also working for the Wood Brothers. He built engines for Alan Kawicki winning his championship. He has his own modified this one, and he also had a top fuel Drexler one. You have over to his left, Thomas, who him and his dad raced modifieds for many years, and they have 5 championships in the modified with various drivers. So we have a lot of experience here of knowledge and background. The stuff that you've seen on here, I'm going to digress for a minute, and Chris will show you at the end the 2 colleges that or 2 schools that we compare ourselves to. One is SAMI, it's called the School of Automotive Engineering, and it's down in Texas, and you have NASCAR Tech. Well, if you look at it, it'll shock you. Our program, you'll have a 2-year associate degree that is really a college degree. You compare that to SAMI, our school is about $9,000 to $10,000 for 2 years. SAMI for a year and change is almost $50,000. NASCAR Tech is almost the same, $50,000. The deal there is we'll teach you what they'll teach you, but you'll have a college degree. They're not accredited, so all you would have is a certificate. So for the younger guys, and we had some who will do, if you want to go on to a full-year college for engineering or something else, everything you learn there is not transferable. Everything you learn here is transferable. You'll come out with an associate's degree. They asked me to tell you some of the people that we've had in racing, that we put in racing. Well, we got 5 people that work as NASCAR inspectors. We have people that work at Joe Gibbs. We have people that work at RCR's Richard Childress. We have people at Jack Roush. Next door, you'll have a manager. I know we'll hear Eric Hauser will come up. This used to be Arrington's, now it's Pendergast. And they do, Eric will tell you about, they do Hemi.com. He'll tell you that program. We have 5 students that's graduated that work with him. So we have people throughout the whole spectrum of racing that get good jobs. The price that you'll make in racing, you can start at 50 and you can go on up to whatever number, being a crew chief or a top engine builder. It's really the best program around. You can compare it to anything else. When we get done here, they're going to give you a tour here. Then we're going to take the building next door, which Towers does, and show you our race car. We have our driver that we drive, Bruce Anderson. And you'll see the high-tech equipment that he has. It's not something, this racing is not something that you work in your garage on the dirt floor anymore. It's high-tech. If you don't have this technology that we teach, you're not going to get on a top race team. We teach you from the very basic theory all the way to the hands-on. When you come and see Talmadge's side and you come and see my side, there's some of the high-tech equipment that you'll actually, when we teach you, you'll run. And some of our former students will come up and tell you. Why do we need this? Racing's evolved from just doing it in your backyard to having engineers, real engineers, not on the South Boston Speedway Railroad. And if you can't speak the speed, and you can't deal with the engineers, you're not going to stay in racing very long. So, to kind of sum it up, that's just a short speech. Don't want to bore you. We want to get on to little better things. And we'll bring up our next speaker, I guess, or is that what you'd like to do? Okay. So, our next one will be Danny Glad. Danny, I'll give you a little background like I told you what he done. Danny went on his own. Daddy used to work for me many, many years ago. Went on his own as a young kid for Alan Kawicki. Very little experience at the time, built winning championship engines for Kawicki on his championship, plus others. Plus, when Dodge has kind of eased out of racing, when Dodge was in racing, Danny Glad was the go-to man for the research and development. And you have to be on the being sharp to do research and development. And that's for the future stuff. So without further ado, Danny's going to tell you about a scholarship that his in-laws have so graciously devoted to our Danny.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. See a lot of familiar faces out there. And there's a lot of good things going on here at PHCC. It's, words can't describe. It's like I always refer to it. I think that this place is going to be the Duke University of motorsports. We have the faculty, the staff, we have a president that believes in us, and we have the equipment to further everybody's education to the level that Winston Cup teams and Nextel Cup teams expect to see. So, very, very good friend of mine, Cecil Wilson. I met him through racing. He's raced all his life. He worked for the Wood Brothers for probably 55 years, probably. A lot of people here knew him, and he was my brother-in-law. And Cecil contracted cancer, and he didn't last very long after that. But in his memory, his family decided to start a scholarship for PHCC for the motorsports. So that's Big C right there. It's going to be the Big C Motorsports Scholarship. He was a good friend of mine, and the family is here. Sharon, where are you at? Come up here a minute, Sharon. Just come up here 1 second. Cecil was a big part of our lives, wasn't he?
Yes, sure was.
Anyway, he loved racing, and we don't know all the details yet of the scholarship, but you can contact PHCC for all the details. But we're going to try to keep it going on for years, and his legacy, and we'll have different events along the way to contribute to it. But it'll be a good testimony to Cecil and everything he's done in motorsports to carry on the tradition. So, and thanks, Sharon. And we also have another scholarship. We also have another scholarship. It was a NASCAR inspector, Bobby Scruggs. He was a really, really good inspector, and cancer took him away from us too, way too early. So his wife here, Mrs. Taylor, is here to say a couple words. They're very, very involved in motorsports scholarships in all around the country. Ms. Taylor, would you like to come up and speak a second? Okay. Thank you very much.
Good evening. It's nice to see all of you here. It's amazing what the program here at PHCC brings to the students and to the community. Bobby was a NASCAR official for 40 years, and we worked a lot of the tracks around here. He just loved racing, and NASCAR was the place that everybody wanted to be. And he was on the Wood Brothers pit crew for a few years too, with Jack Kendrick and Mr. Wilson and a lot of the folks. He got cancer, and he fought for 13 years against really bad odds. We had about 10 years that the doctor said we wouldn't have, but of course that's kind of a God thing. But his motto was never give up, go over, go under, go around, or go through. And I think that's what you see in your students as they come through. He passed away January 22nd, 05. We've done 58 scholarships, and a lot of those have been here. I have some scrapbooks at the back. Our fundraising, Talmadge and Denver and Jeff and all the folks here at the college have been so kind to work with us. Martinsville Speedway, Collinsville Printing, a lot of folks. We do a $1,000 scholarship for the students. You can go to bsmfoundation.org or NASCAR.com. We're a NASCAR 501(c)(3). And we've done 58 scholarships to 23 different high schools. We're very proud of our students. I think we have 3 here tonight. Where are Galen and Andrew and Benjamin? Over here. These young folks are outstanding students, and they were at Magna Vista High School. So we really do appreciate the participation here and the support, because we love to see these students and what they accomplish. As I said, we've got students at many colleges, Tech, UEA, Virginia Western, different colleges throughout the state. But we want to work with you, so please go to our website, print out the application, get it in March 31st, 14, and let our board review. But good luck to the program. This is amazing what you've got going on here. I'm really excited. And again, we thank everyone for all their support. Thank you.
And she's been doing this ever since he passed away, and we all love Bobby too, and Cecil. I took it out of order. Chris is going to be on my neck. I see you got the. I jumped ahead to introduce Andy. Victor. Okay. Our next speaker is Victor. Come on up, Cecil. And what I was telling you about being transferable, Victor will tell you about what he does. He's an ODU, and that's Old Dominion University. We've had a good number of students go there. Terrific program. Maybe you can tell them about what they do with VIR and the Viper program. He'll introduce them. So, I guess Victor Seaboard from ODU.
How are you guys doing? So, I represent Old Dominion University, and we forged a unique partnership with Patrick Henry Community College that gives students the opportunities, if they desire, to go on to receiving an engineering bachelor's degree from Old Dominion University. And this program is unique because of the strengths of the two institutions here. We have such a phenomenal hands-on practical program that you're going to hear all about tonight. And what we try and do is add the engineering knowledge on top of that to give students the ability to both essentially have the ability to design and to work on the products that everybody is into, motorsports. So this allows the students that graduate from the combined programs to leverage off of the best aspects of both programs. And frankly, I think students that do go on to ODU from PHCC end up receiving a better education in motorsports than frankly they would from either of the two institutions alone. So together we're a lot stronger. So that program is based, its heart really, I think, because I'm biased a little bit, is based out of our facility out at VIR, Virginia International Raceway. So I live and work literally in the middle, in the paddock of VIR, and we base a lot of our program off of the activities that we do there. So I essentially work as a race car engineer for a variety of race cars on a day-to-day basis. Next week I'll be in New Jersey. A couple weeks after that we'll be in Wisconsin for a couple weeks. So we try and give students the ability to leapfrog, to take what they've learned and practical knowledge of PHCC, combine it with the engineering education from ODU, but yet keep it grounded in reality, tethered in the middle of a major international racetrack, VIR. So that's it in a nutshell. Dr. Mileta Tomovic is also here as well, and you can ask any of us if you guys have any questions. And I know some of you guys are going to be going on to our program as well. We're looking forward to that. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Victor. Little side note on that. When Danny or myself started racing, you really would work out of your garage. Just practical experience. It's going on now that you have to have engineers. The bad part that's happened, they graduated a lot of engineers from college, not necessarily ODU, that had no hands-on experience. So they would design something, they redesigned the wheel that we did practically. She's shaking her head, yes, she knows. It didn't work. They didn't have the hands-on. So what Victor was trying to say, or what you did say, is we give you the practical, then you put the engineer and you understand how it works. And that's why that program is successful. Now we're going to introduce you to a couple of our students. We have a bunch. Guys, you want to come up? Come on. Daniel, PJ. We got some other speakers. 1 minute speak. All right. Josh, where you at, Josh? All right. And Victor. Vito. I think I'm back at the end. Hey, Vito. All right. This is, Vito is our latest student. He goes to the track. These guys here did great. You're only supposed to have two minutes. Does anybody mind if they took a minute extra? No, we got a captive audience. The doors are locked. So Daniel, come up. Come on up. Just give them a quickie, what you done, what we did. Then the next guy. Guys, just take a minute because these people, some of their eyes are closing, they're nodding off. don't want to build. All right.
My name is Daniel Alden. I went to the motorsports program and graduated in '08. With the knowledge I learned through Lou and Talmadge and all of them, I got a job at Foley's Racing Engines in Fairstone, Virginia. Then eventually made my way down here to Arrington's, and they really give you a good head start, and I'm really glad that I went through the program.
Hi, my name is TJ Cannon. My story is kind of similar to Daniel's. I graduated the motorsports program in 2012. I went straight from here over to Arrington's. With what these guys give you, they give you the real hands-on, the fundamentals that I was able to transfer right over to Arrington's. They didn't ask a lot of questions in Arrington's. They knew, okay, you came from the college, he knows what he's doing, and put you straight to work from there. And working there ever since. I'm sure here a little bit later on, we'll head over there and you'll be able to see a little bit of what we do next door.
Hi guys, I'm Ian Maker. I'm a recent graduate, just this May of 2013. I started working at Arrington last fall sometime through the help of college. They kind of landed me, I guess what I would call an internship. And I was able to just kind of get in there and get my hands dirty and show them what I had learned through the program, through the experience, and working on Butch's race car, going to the track, and building the late model that we built last year, just really getting in there and being able to use those skills that we were practicing in the classroom. And I've been brought on full time now, so it's turned into a really good deal. Thanks.
Hey everybody, my name is Josh Reeves. I've been in the program for 4 years now. I've been in 2 years in high school and then 2 years in the actual college program. And it's been one amazing. We've learned so much. Just the other week, we actually disassembled the race car an hour and a half, roughly, motor, transmission, everything to get to the frame shop. So, and you won't learn anything like that in the classroom. And it's something that I've really enjoyed. It's been great. These guys right here, I owe it all to them. And hopefully one day I'll get a job in NASCAR and I can continue on to the program for victory. So thank you.
How y'all doing? My name is Vito. As you know, I'm in my first year at motorsports, and I really thank everybody for the opportunity. We get together at the racetrack every weekend, race the car. We had all kinds of great tools over there to use, pull down rig, everything like that, and it really helps me. My goal is to get to NASCAR, and I really do feel like I can do that because of everybody here and all the tools we have to use.
And these fellows here, they'll be available. There's more guys. I didn't bring everybody up. You can talk to them hands-on. Eric, where's Eric? Eric. All right, he manages next door. He kind of runs the whole show for Pendergast, it used to be Arrington. He's just going to give you a short talk on our students and on his program.
So, how many people here are parents? Raise your hands. All right. These days, I've got a son. He's a rising sophomore, and I think just like you, we're worried about value, and we're worried about what is the application of this whole program. How's that going to work? So my whole goal here today is to be available to you, to talk to you about your son or your daughter goes through this program, what's the skill set that they're going to learn, and how valuable is it? How is that actually going to help them get a job in an area that they enjoy? And if you look behind us, most of you have taken a tour of the vehicles that are back here. You'll see that we have a mix of race cars and we also have a mix of street cars in there. And one thing that we found at Arrington is that the motorsports program at PH delivers to us a student that has a broad base of knowledge and has the ability to just get in and get busy and start working and producing for the company. That means that student's going to be able to get in there and start working and producing for themselves and for their family. So I'm available to you to talk to you about the practical experience that I've had with students from PH. So seek me out. I'll be here for a while, and then I'll be next door, looking for anybody that wants to take a tour of the plant, see what we do, and see what it is your students are going to be doing hands-on. All right? Thank you.
I know the guys will like it. I think when you go over there, we'll take you on the other side to Hemi.com and it'll blow your mind. They take the street cars, Chrysler, whatever, Dodge, 400 horsepower, and they jack it up to 1,200. Quite a feat, so I think you'll like that. We're running a little over time. The president gave me permission to do this. I didn't do it on my own. I want to introduce Talmadge Thomas and our driver, Bruce Anderson. Where you at, Bruce? Okay, come on up, man. We're going to wind it up. Our president will give me the end here in a second, but Talmadge runs a chassis shop. Bruce drives a car. The reason I brought them up is we're not just a school, we run you through, run you out. We don't do that. The practical side is Talmadge and his students actually have a race car that they take to South Boston, and the manager is over here, the track manager, Miss Rice. She'll tell you maybe later if you meet her about South Boston. Bruce is a top driver in the late model. He works with the school, so we have a top driver and we have a top race car. We don't have some junker hobby car. We got a great race car. And Bruce, if you want just quickly, and Talmadge, we'll run you on that.
Like Luke said, good to see all y'all tonight. My name is Bruce Anderson, and I'm the lucky guy that gets to work with all these students every Saturday and quite a bit during the week. And you know, I'm very fortunate not only to get to drive a race car for the program, but to have met a great group of young people, and it's a wide age group there that I think is really neat because the college offers people to get opportunity to see what racing is all about. And a lot of times in the sport of NASCAR, I think it's pretty neat to show that some of the students have gone on to be officials and stuff like that, because the general concept of NASCAR is you have a driver. But racing is so much more deeper than that. You know, you have team managers, you have drivers, you have mechanics, you have engine builders, and there's so many working parts of a race car that these students are able to learn about each and every day. And I hadn't got to spend a lot of time with Danny and Lou. Danny actually builds the engines that we run in the race car, gives us great engines. Talmadge and Denver, with the leaderships and the students, they're giving us great race cars week in and week out. We got several top 3 finishes, run second the other week, and led a few laps a couple weeks ago, and getting close, really working hard to give the program as a whole a win. And I tell people every day, you know, when we get the opportunity to run good and get out and see the smile on the students and the face and stuff like that, it's really a wonderful joy for me. And you know, I was telling somebody the other day what's so neat, you know, that, like I said, I get to drive and I'm very fortunate, but we're a team. These guys work hard, and I work hard, and I try my best to get them the best finish we can. But it's a college program, it's an education, it's an opportunity to learn. But the team that we built, you know, as a race team, and the opportunity, I think, is really special, and it's just a really good opportunity. And I'd like to thank everybody here, from the top to the bottom, that gives me an opportunity to drive. And if any of you out here that's interested in coming to the Motorsports Academy, I've been fortunate enough to be around the sport for a while now, and if you got any questions, I'll be more than glad to ask. But I've been very impressed with what I've seen, and hopefully they'll keep me around for a little while and get the opportunity to work with some of you others that's interested in coming. But thanks again. If you got any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer them.
Thank you, Bruce. We do appreciate everyone coming tonight, and we want to make sure everybody understands too that PH is about the students. We put them all number one, and the students race cars, going to race it. You represent the PH, but it's about your pride and work ethics that you put into it. And I think it showed this year how much these guys have worked hard. We're very fortunate to have Bruce and the college behind us here. And I'm going to tour you guys later through the fabrication setup side. So I'm going to turn it back over to Louie here.
Very fortunate to have him and him. Me and Talmadge, chassis and engine's always going around, and tells me about his chassis. I said, well, take the engine out, see how fast it goes. All right, next year, that's true. Next year, I'm going to bring our president up, but we have Danny Glad, and we have a former student. I'm not going to bring him up. You'll meet him, Devin Steele, And Danny's just race crazy. Out of his own pocket, he's built and bought an ARCA car, and that's just one under the Winston Cup car. Danny's going to run it with the help of the college, and he's going to have our students work on it. 1 in a million. So if anybody can come up and tell me any school that actually races a race car, builds its own engines, builds its own cars, campaigns it on all different venues, I'd like to know. Not because I work here. I could retire tomorrow. I don't have to work here. I tell you, it's the best deal in town. All right, now after our wonderful president, patient, and Chris Landon biting a lip, run over for 20 minutes, our president, Angela Diamond.
Thank you very much for being here, and we really, really appreciate your interest in motorsports and your interest in Patrick Henry Community College. For us, the first question and the last question is about the student. Students come number one at Patrick Henry Community College, and I think that's the heart of motorsports. Got a lot of talent, a lot of interest in here tonight, and those of you who are visiting with us, we would love to have you to be a part of our legacy. From here, you can go anywhere. So in the words of motorsports, get out of the stands and into the pits. Thank you very much. Our financial aid folks are here, our admissions people here. Please enjoy some food. We're going to have tours, both in the PHCC facility as well in the Arrington side, and you're going to want to see that before you leave here. It's hotter than asphalt. So thank you so much for being here.